Cliff Maloney joins us. Cliff, one of the lessons I think we're going to take from this, is we've been trying to pound people, is that President Trump can bring victories. What you guys did in 24 in Pennsylvania is legendary, right? You won the core team there. But also what happened in New Jersey is legendary. Where do we stand on game day? What's the reality of what kind of turnout do we have to have, and what type of spread do we have to actually win?
Yeah, and Steve, I've always been as direct and honest with the War Room Posse as I can be, right? I don't want to sit here and hype it up. This is a dead heat. It is a very tight race, and we have one thing left to do, right? The first thing we need to do is there are roughly 57,000 Republicans in New Jersey that have requested a mail-in ballot and have not brought it back. Now, that number is better than any other year in terms of us doing the program to get those ballots back in, but it's still too high. Right? We need all of those people to take their ballots into the county, drop them in one of the drop boxes, or hand them directly to the county officials. 57,000 of them. That's the first step. Those are Republicans who requested a ballot in Jersey, and they've yet to get it back. And the second, which we all know, the Republican stronghold, we have to flood the polls in New Jersey today. My numbers show that if Jack Ciattarelli can win on Election Day, if we're just talking about voters today, if he can win by about 290,000 votes, he is going to be very close to becoming the next governor of New Jersey. And that's not that much of an increase from how much he won Election Day by in 2021. But it's going to take every single Republican showing up for us to pull this off.
But do we have, 2020, the 220,000 in 2021 is kind of legendary, wasn't it? I mean, it all came together. He was closing strong. Do you feel the same type of momentum here? And 290 is a big lift. Do you not agree?
Oh, I think it's a huge lift, right? That's why I'm saying we should be sober about where we are. It's going to take a record turnout of Republicans today. But I think you have a few things going your way. One, I feel like Jack has embraced Trump in a way that has really helped him, getting Trump's endorsement, getting Trump involved. I also think Mikey Sherrill is the Kamala Harris of New Jersey, right? This opponent, we learned this in 2024. It helps not just when you have a strong candidate on our side, but when your opponent is flailing. And that's why New Jersey's in play, right? This is not something where all of a sudden New Jersey is going to be a red state for good. But the fact that we're down 700 to 800,000 in registrations, and you and me are talking about a potentially competitive race, shows you how much they're failing. Yes, I think there's momentum. But if he wins by 250,000 on Election Day, he's not the next governor. Right, we're going to need to make sure that all of those independents are breaking our way, all of the Democrats that have endorsed him, which is just unprecedented in the state of New Jersey. He's had to have about 10 different things go right. A lot of them have gone right so far, but it's really going to be the perfect formula of getting every Republican out today. So I don't want to get the War Room Posse super excited that this is a guaranteed win. It's not. But we are in this fight, and we can win this if Republicans show up. But it is a reach, Steve. I want to be honest with everybody.
But everybody, what number would it take? Because people, Scott Pressler particularly, are making the argument that Pennsylvania is the new Ohio, and then New Jersey is the new Pennsylvania. In that theory of the case, because we had great momentum to Trump in 2024, what would it take out of today? What do people have to do to buy in that case where you're the new Pennsylvania, which is you're not going to win them all, but you can win some of the big ones, sir?
Yeah, look, if we get Democrats spending resources regularly in New Jersey, that is the path to us building the red wall. And what you said is spot on. Ohio becoming super red, Pennsylvania becoming the next Ohio, and then New Jersey becoming a place where Democrats have to compete, where they have to spend money. That's what this game's all about, right? And all of the demographics are very similar in how they've shifted. The one thing we're missing in New Jersey right now is time. And I don't want people to get disappointed in that or feel disenfranchised or let down. The state is moving in the America First direction. The state is moving towards conservative policies. And so it might take another cycle, but in 2028, I would not be surprised if New Jersey is one of the most competitive swing states, which is great news for us because it means Democrats have to take a guaranteed win off the board and dump hundreds of millions of dollars into a state like New Jersey. So we're going to continue to do the work. The whole War Room Posse, by the way, Steve, you guys have fueled everything we're doing with the NJ Chase. And it's njchase.com. You guys have always stepped up. We're at the finish line. But my word to you is we're going to hit that 500,000th door before the polls close, and we're not stopping until 8 p.m. We will be out there, and if we have to get into a recount or we have to get into seeing where these next couple days of mail-in ballots are, our people will be there on the ground. We are in every battle where we need to be for the America First movement.
What about Pennsylvania? Talk to me about Pennsylvania and the judges and the retentions and all that.
Yeah. So in the history of Pennsylvania, only one time has there been a judge that was not retained, right? I am not saying in any way that I'm not pushing at every door that we're knocking on to vote no on the retentions. If we win one of those, it will truly be an earth-shattering moment. The two races in Pennsylvania that people should be looking at, we have a Superior Court race and a Commonwealth Court race. Why are those important?
Yep.
Because there's an actual Democrat and Republican on the ballot. This will be more of a test of where the America First movement is. The retention races don't include the name of the person's party. So it's very confusing, it's very tough, and in the history of Pennsylvania, it's only happened once. Now, Steve, I'm not trying to lower expectations, but I want to be realist with the War Room Posse. The two races, Superior Court and Commonwealth Court, are going to be the big ones to watch, and then we've got thousands of down-ballot races that the trends look good. Republicans hate showing up in off-year elections in Pennsylvania. We are bucking that trend, we are changing it. And I'm really excited to see some of the numbers that we're going to pull. A lot of this is wonky and it's in the weeds, but this is about permanent infrastructure. The left does this every year, and we've committed through the PHA's program to be here on the ground, fighting in the battles that we know are going to matter not just this year, but 2026 and 2028.
Cliff, where do people, you're going to be on our coverage tonight on both New Jersey and Pennsylvania, but during the day, where do people follow you?
Sure, njchase.com, and on X, just at Maloney. And Steve, once again, none of this is possible without the War Room Posse. You guys stood by me last year. You guys have stood up again. Thank you so much for that.
No, you've done an amazing job. Let's just try to grind it out today. Thank you, sir.